Methinks a mea culpa is in order. Methinks that last week somebody was on these airwaves dissing, straight dismissing, disrespecting, straight chin checking Giannis Antetokounmpo. And it wasn't me. We had somebody on these airwaves saying Giannis is a Robin. I loved Robin and Batman and Robin. Had the little fly suit, could fight on the low. Everybody thought he actually could fight better than Batman, all that. But I have yet, let me look, Scottie Pippen, Kobe Bryant during the three-peat. You might argue Kobe. I have yet to meet a Robin that has dropped consecutive 40-point games in the NBA Finals. Let me tell you how unique what this dude is doing is. Giannis has two 40-plus point games in the NBA Finals. He joins Shaquille O'Neal and LeBron James as the only three players in NBA history ever to have a 40-point double-double, meaning they got 10 or more assists or rebounds as well. He's the only player along with those two to do that in consecutive finals games. Let me say a little something else about it. LeBron James has the most 40-point double-doubles in the finals. And that would be, actually, I think it's the most 40-point games in the finals. All right, LeBron James with six 40-point games in the finals. Now, LeBron's played 55 finals games. Okay. Michael Jordan had 5. He played 30-something finals games. Okay. Giannis has 2 already in 3 finals games. That don't sound like a Robin to me. Is it time for the mea culpa?
Hey, man.
Is it time for the my bad? I just forget. Y'all erased what I said last week.
Chris, you want to hear the truth? You want to hear the truth, Chris?
Floor is yours.
But Bud came and he sat down in the timeout and he said, hey, guys, make sure we push it out to 20 because if this is a close game, we are toast. We're in trouble.
Oh, you doubling down.
If the game gets close, we're in trouble. Listen, man. Now, maybe we can call him a hybrid Robin. I mean, I think he's as much of, and it's odd. I think we got to find a placement here because it was easy because Jordan and Pippen played close enough positions on the wing. One small forward, one shooting guard. Now we just call them all positionless, okay?
Okay.
Reality of the matter is
with that?
We knew that Scottie and Jordan were close enough, but this is more Kobe and Shaq.
Wait, Scottie and Jordan, but where you going with that?
I'm telling you that we knew that Scottie Pippen was Robin. Even though look, Scottie don't like to hear the Robin name.
He was the definitive Robin. It wasn't even no doubt. Okay.
Robin's not addition. You got to be pretty darn good to be Robin or even Alfred. Okay, I was somewhere in, I was a henchman in the background. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
so when it's more Kobe and Shaq because Shaq wasn't the closer. Shaq hit some timely free throws in his time, but he missed a heck of a lot of free throws. But we've never put the Robin title necessarily on Shaq. Giannis is close enough there. He's not Shaq, don't get me wrong, but he's more in that realm. Giannis is not a closer. Giannis is your meat and potatoes. He's going to get your belly real full, fam. But like I said, Chris Middleton is the seasoning.
I get it. He's not the closer.
But that's everything.
Really?
You don't gloss over.
I don't get to the closing part if I don't have Batman carrying me there. Was Shaq the closer?
He was not, and that's why I said it's an intriguing space where you can't disrespect him. He's a two-time MVP.
Though. In that three-peat, Shaq was Batman.
And Giannis ain't dominant to that extent, but you got to put respect on his name. And also keep in mind, there aren't great matchups necessarily on the floor for Giannis, and Giannis didn't make it through a hobbled Eastern Conference, and so did the Suns. I mean, we're trying to make the most of it, Chris. He ain't Batman. He ain't Batman.
Look, he's not the closer.
That's a big...
But he's Batman.
Chris.
He's not the closer.
Chris, you don't even feel comfortable saying that.
There are people that will tell you Kyrie was the closer in Cleveland. But LeBron was Batman.
Kyrie hit a shot. Kyrie had a heck of a shot.
I'm just saying, there's people that'll tell you, obviously LeBron can close.
LeBron
can close much better than Giannis. Yes.
LeBron James can wear both hats. James
I'm with you on that.
He can wear both hats. So that's where LeBron is intriguing and very confusing to many, and people do love to rub it in LeBron's face because he will pass the last shot. He will make the correct play where Michael Jeffrey Jordan, or we know for darn sure Kobe Bryant ain't passing. You run 5 people at Kobe wasn't passing. The truth of the matter is, if you're telling me you can't close a game, it's just not in your DNA. Because you're going crazy.
But I wouldn't say DNA. But like I said, Shaq wasn't the closer.
That's why it's a hybrid thing. He's a very respected Robin. Robin ain't a diss.
This leads me to this. Okay, I think this is somewhat related. Now, I said, and I'm sure you agree with this part. I said before, let me just say this. Australia coming out with no fear. All right, they're up 8-5. I know I'm a little bit behind.
No more, they
like, yo, Joe Ingles is looking like he got Larry Bird swag out there. He just hit back-to-back threes. I mean, no fear. He like Kevin who? Kevin Durant what?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, all right, I said before the finals began, because, a lot of times if you win the championship, not all the time, but sometimes, people say, your star is the best player in the world, right? Mm-hmm. If he's in those discussions already. I said before the playoffs, the finals began, even if Milwaukee wins it, Giannis will not be the best player in the world. And I'm sure you agree with that.
I think Giannis would tell you that. I don't think we're fighting that.
Well, he's so humble, he's not going to. Although you're right, the way he talked about Kevin Durant, he might say it. But here's what I'll say, Ryan, and I want your view on this. Here's what I'll say. Giannis last night played to his strengths. Mm-hmm. Okay? We know he can't shoot, so he wasn't out there shooting 17-footers. He wasn't out there shooting threes. He really took 1 3. He took one at the end of the quarter, which don't really count. He took 1 3. He was doing his thing in the paint. And I know he's not Shaq. I know you don't post him on the block and say, go get it, big boy. Mm-hmm. But you can post him. You can run him on cuts and dives, right? To the basket. You can't have him pick and be the roll man. He can get to the paint in transition with the Euro step. He obviously can offensive rebound and get putbacks. My point is this. He should be regularly doing his thing around the rim in the paint. Last night, only 5 of his 23 shots was outside the paint. Every single one of his points off the free throw line came in the paint. I'm saying this, Ryan, because Shaq wasn't out there shooting jumpers and threes.
No.
Kareem wasn't out there shooting jumpers and threes, all right?
No.
If Giannis plays to his strength and stays essentially scoring in the paint, jumper here or there, then I don't have as much of a problem looking at him as maybe the best player in the world if they win it. Does that make sense, or do you think that's still way off? Because to me, he showcases his weaknesses too much right now.
I think you're definitely way off because you look at it, let's just say earlier. Now, they beat the Nets, but you saw Kevin Durant's skill set, and you said, oh, my God, this guy can do anything on the floor that he wants. You looked at Kevin Durant and said, this guy, there are moments you said, unstoppable. But
he wasn't unstoppable.
Oh, he sure as hell was. He had 50. He did his job.
He went 0 for 6 in the overtime of Game 7.
It is fault he got brittle teammates, man.
I know Harden ran from the rock. I get all that. But I'm just saying.
Chris, no, listen, no.
Did he not?
He was unstoppable. He can't.
He
like,
was 0 for 6.
At some point, what else can he do, dog? Like, I don't know what else he can do. Like, we can't do that. There's no Kevin Durant slander.
All I'm saying is this. Giannis, if he wins this championship, will have carried a team with no second superstar to the championship.
What are you talking about?
Durant hasn't done that. Oh, don't tell me Chris Middleton's a superstar. I say a superstar. I ain't
Chris
say
Middleton.
star.
Chris Middleton, like you said earlier, and I loved your analysis, Chris Middleton will put the Batman cape on. Hey!
Is he a superstar?
He's not a superstar.
Okay. He's barely a star.
He can put the Batman cape on. Okay, Donovan Mitchell can put the Batman cape on with the best of them.
Donovan Mitchell's better than Chris Middleton.
Yeah, but that Batman cape ain't always on, killer. This is what I'm saying.
Donovan wakes up in the Batman. Donovan sleeps in the Batman cape. What you talking about?
Donovan gave up 3-1 last year and then came back. Did he? He gave up 3-1 again this year, right?
Well, I mean, he's young. He's young.
No, superstars don't give up 3-1.
Mike was 1-9. Mike was 1-9 in his first 10 playoff games.
He had enough on his team to win. And then, if I'm not mistaken,
hold on, they lost to the Clippers. Yeah, I mean, they did lose.
He
the
had
last
enough
two
on his team.
Kawhi. I'll give you that.
You were the number one team in the deal.
He's better than
enough.
Middleton, though. I do think he wears the Batman cape. Perpetually.
I mean, Middleton has done more. Here's the deal. Let's not sleep on this. We like Donovan. There's nothing to make you not. We fought. See, Chris, this is
I'm
not just.
I'm not gonna act like you're right. It's not you. It's not black and white. Oh, I love him or I hate him.
Yeah,
I'm with you on
and
that.
I'll say this, Chris, and I hate that this skews a lot of times because we really like Donovan Mitchell, so we're afraid to say anything negative towards him. But Donovan has given up 3-1 leads. Give me one more game, superstar. Only one more. He hasn't done it. Now, you can say he doesn't have the greatest team, but they play their darn roles around him. And at the same time, like a Chris Paul, sometimes I'm not trying to put the negative flag or spark that. He's been excellent, but like they're just Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell. There's certain likable guys that you do not want to say anything, but sometimes you got to call it what it is. You got to call it what it is. But to come back full circle, in terms of Giannis Antetokounmpo, he is in that Shaq realm where you respect him. He's not Batman because I can't tell you you're Batman, but you can't close a basketball game.
But hold on. Don't tell me Shaq wasn't Batman. And was Shaq ever the best player in the league?
It's just odd. I don't even know.
Was Shaq ever the best player in the league? But here's what it comes down to. Ryan. A big man always unless that big man is like Kevin Durant, where he's got the perimeter handle and the shot, right? Unless you like that, you need a great perimeter player with you to win championships. Shaq always needed Kobe or D-Wade to win it. Kareem only won it with Oscar or Magic.
Excellent point.
You see what I'm saying?
That's where the limitations come. Excellent point, Chris.
But Kareem was the best player in the world at one point. Wilt was the best player in the world, and so was Shaq, I think.
In my all-time, and I know Big Ralph is in the back, he's not going to like what I got to say, Kareem is number 4. I go LeBron 1, Michael 2, and Kobe 3, and Kareem is my 4 because of the point that you just made. There's no disrespect to Kareem, but Kareem is going to be limited because he's going to need a level of guard play. And Giannis, here's the deal, Chris.
You're just basically saying a big man that plays like a big can't be the best player in the world.
Maybe you got to be more versatile because, listen, when Giannis played the LeBron role, he wasn't successful. When Giannis plays the LeBron role, it don't work. And
he shouldn't do that.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Give him the ball in the middle of the floor with shooters and then let him do his thing and create shots or score every time. He can't do that. He ain't it. But
I agree. He shouldn't be bringing the ball up most of the time. And I'm with you on that.
And what you're saying is Giannis with the defined role as the screen setter, roller, pusher in transition, hybrid role. You're like, if he sticks to that, I might hear him being the best player in the world.
Right.
But that's incredibly hard for me to say when I saw you against Kevin Durant run from the smoke. When I saw KD put the team on, he didn't want to guard Kevin Durant.
Did he not face KD up a few dribbles back to him, jump hook, In overtime, did he not do that?
He couldn't guard KD to save his life. And by that, KD is smoked. KD got 47 points, dog.
Oh, now we got excuses.
Yeah, KD got 47 points.
You making for KD?
Nah, KD got 47 points on the other end. Hold on, Chris. While our listeners are here, before you go down this rabbit hole, are you telling me that Giannis Antetokounmpo is better than Kevin Durant?
I'm not saying that now. I'm just saying if Giannis starts playing to his strengths and stops showcasing his weaknesses, then I don't have a problem with saying he might be the best player in the world. Because Kareem was the best player in the world, but he needed a guard to get him to rock in the paint. Shaq was the best player in the world for a moment.
Was he?
He needed somebody to get him the ball. When they were in
was
the
Shaq the best or the most dominant? Because we could never disrespect Shaq.
When they ran, I think when he ran. Now look, you're right. If you it's not a checklist though. To me, it's impact.
But Chris, let me ask you this.
A checklist of skills.
Let me ask you this. I mean,
that's different than who's the best, who makes the most impact on the game.
Here's where I want you to pump the brakes on Giannis in this Shaq conversation. Can you compare Shaquille's dominance to Shaq's dominance? Because Kawhi, there's certain guys.
Giannis' dominance to Shaq.
Because
not yet.
There's a point.
Although it's getting there.
Jump in anytime I'm wrong. When you're comparing those two, there's certain guys who just one-on-one can lock up Giannis and say, no mas. No mas, amigo. No mas. No drives, no dunks. Stay in front of you. Bow, bump. Done. Okay? Pinero. Okay? But ultimately, wasn't nobody staying in front of Shaq now.
That might be I don't know.
Kawhi.
I mean, really?
Ask Kawhi.
That was 2 years ago.
Kawhi would do that.
Giannis has gotten better.
Is he? He's shooting J's now? He got a fadeaway?
No, but last night, he played to his strength.
So you're telling me a two-time MVP and defensive player of the year got better and is not...
Stay on the turntables.
And not his
MVP...
Stay
on the boards. I don't need you on the mic. That's what I'm saying.
This wasn't his MVP year, dog, and you're telling me he got better? He got fortunate.
He's better now.
He got fortunate because his injuries, Chris. Don't be a prisoner of the moment, dog.